Hampstead Villas at DHC City Karachi offers premium living with seamless connectivity via Shara Bhutto.
Oh, absolutely. I'm ready for him. I'm ready to get that Riz coming through from Moxie. We'll see if they're able to take it to the battlegrounds, though, as Erangel is our next match. It's our middle Erangel map. We've got 3 today. We've already seen 1. Let's see if things are going to go differently here.
I'm upset that no one talked about Force in that whole segment. Dude's a madman. I mean, he's propping up the thing. He's the one pushing the down roller coaster up the ramp right now.
You know what? We've got the whole game to talk about it, so we can show that.
I mean, I don't need that much time.
Okay. Well,
like 30 seconds was around enough.
You know what?
Yeah.
Pick a side, you know. Enough of this fencing. We're going into this game from Novo up to Stalborough. Heavy east lean on the plane path blank. Places like Georgia Pole, pretty inaccessible. Severny, though, for Aurora, should be pretty chill.
Well, I mean, they could do both. Right, they could easily do Sosnovka. I think for Aurora, Sosnovka drop here wouldn't be a bad idea. Depends how much success they're having in Severny. You got the loot truck over there as well, so potential they want to lock in on that. But it does seem like Aurora is dropping out up towards Sosnovka. After all, Geeky, not doing badly. Not doing badly. I think that they have the right idea of it. There was that game we just saw where the greed did come through, right? We saw the eyes turn gold for a second. And then quickly they met their demise soon afterwards, the old misers of those locations. But I do think that for Geeky, there was right maneuvers being made. It's just some of that inexperience here and there is coming back to bite them in those situations. I 100% know some of those teams would have regrouped a lot sooner on that spot. Ulf also, it's a bitter pill to swallow after that last game versus Coops. But yeah, it's a tough position to play inside that shack. That's all they really had to work with. I don't think they had too many vehicles either, otherwise they might have just set up a bit more of a junkyard in that location. This time around looking for small points. But again, it's shaping up quite nicely on the leaderboard. It's nice to see South Korea up in front in first place with KRX, but Aurora, 4 Thrives, Ulf, All Gamers, OG's even up there, which is cool to see. These are sort of the teams we expected.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to be looking out for it. The circle did pop during that blank, and it is heavy southeast. It looks like we're going to all corners of Erangel today. It does cut in a majority of, well, all of Novo, a little bit of that military island as well. So access is potentially there. Could potentially see some hovercraft rotations. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, what a hop. He's mad with it. Looking good, but the bullets now ringing out from the high ground. But the jet force not hitting for quite a while there. We'll finally be able to put that one to bed.
Yeah, gets him eventually, but might have had an easier time if he had the Ninetales Fury AUG skin, which you can grab in-game today. Make your rolls, make your pulls, try and get that skin, because it does look mighty nice. One of my favorite ones to come to the game so far. Everyone knows I'm sort of biased towards anime skins. Okay, it genuinely is a really good one. But RRQ is on the send-out currently. You do have Thunderstork down towards the south side. They're currently playing military. Good spot to start off with here. You have a lot of Sosnovka actually pulled into this one, but it's the amount of water involved. Hello! We are live from Paris currently. A lot of fans here with us, which is nice to see. Joining right from the beginning here to support their favorite teams.
Real mix of support from lots of different teams, fan bases. Love to see it. Getting in and amongst it. Ning the Galaxy taking down the loot truck, grabbing themselves some goodies from the back, making sure they've got everything that they need, and they will be able to burst those doors wide open. Plenty of ordnance to send down range. And in they go. Coop's going to be taking on the center there. Is Max going to be happy? Is he going to get an MG3?
I mean, Ralph's just got a shotgun right now, which isn't ideal, but did get the level 3 vest, which might help him live for a little bit longer when he makes those crazy crashes like he did versus Ulf. Definitely a good distraction, though, to allow Coops to explode onto the scene there. But yeah, what I was talking about is a huge amount of water that's involved here. It is a gargantuan amount. And I think for a lot of players, they're quite salty about it, just like the sea, because this is giving very few areas to play. And as you move over towards that southeast side, you're on that slope down towards Mill to Power. You have the Deadwoods. This is not a very fun area of the map to play in terms of when you've got 16 teams all in play right now, which is why you're seeing a very slow rollout. Most teams realize that they're going to be playing Edge for a long time off the back of this one.
Long enough to maybe see those two of our youngest fans in the crowd grow old enough maybe to play in these tournaments themselves. It's going to be a little bit of a slow one, but all for making their way. Enigma Galaxy is starting to break away from Potato Hill now as well. Looking to try and get away from Pachinki. On the north side, Flasher pushing in past that mansion prison area. Looking to send on towards the top of the hill, towards that lumberyard position potentially, or might just draw short on the south side of prison, around those shelter entrances.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we got some loud fans in the crowd today. We got some chanting of 4T, which is always good to see. I mean, they've got some good fans as well, and they deserve it for some of the performances they've been putting up so far. 23 points currently. Again, we got to back it off a little bit, though, coming into this game. Pull back on the gas, right? I don't think they need to go too hard just yet. They have some strong players on that team, and they have the consistency to work with. And I agree with Seven. It's probably the most smack talk I've ever heard from Falak before. He's a very respectful guy at the end of the day, despite being such a menacing game. But yeah, it is funny that for Falak, smack talk consists of, yeah, if I am consistent, you are all going to have a horrible time.
I think that's, to be fair though, I kind of think that's true of maybe any player in this lobby.
No.
It's about it, but it is that
depends
the consistency is so crucial, right?
Well, it depends what your consistency is.
Yeah,
you're
okay.
consistently bad.
I'll say at least 50% of the lobby, if they are on a consistently performing day at their sort of peak, yeah, absolutely. Anybody on their best day could sweep a lobby like this.
Hey, but okay, let me pitch you this.
Okay,
let me throw you a curveball right now.
All right,
take Doc.
Okay.
Put Doc on his best day. How many other players really live up to that hype?
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? If Doc's on his best day,
yeah,
nobody stands a chance.
How many, if we say everyone else is on their best day, still how many players live up to Doc on his best day?
Okay, yeah, fair.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You picking up what I'm putting there?
There are levels to this.
Absolutely. There are levels to this.
There's Doc, then there's maybe Balak, sure. Maybe Coops could potentially step up there. It's been a long while coming, but I liked the little rev of the engine in that last match towards the end that he was allowed to unleash. Weirdly though,
as well.
Yeah, weirdly though, yeah, they are completely split right now. I feel like this is something that happens with Enigma Galaxy way too often, is that they just split 2 and 2 and they're opposite sides of the map.
You have to give these guys a little bit of credit right now. This is a horrendous rotation to be making. Everyone knows it's really difficult to play out here. This is a fairly central location in the circle. You leave 2 players behind to try and get looted up as much as possible. Enigma Galaxy, and then you just make this wild approach. If anything, this has worked out ridiculously well. They have 2 players over on the coastal side down towards Milton Power. If this continues to move southeast, this is not a bad spot to play. And now you have an anchor point to play off the back of. So Enigma Galaxy here, they take a huge gamble. But again, for them, gambles are required considering that first game they had of the day, which was so terrible. But they managed to get 10 on their second match. And with this, they might be able to pump that up a little bit further. So I actually don't mind this. I don't mind this.
Push up those points, get a little bit more amongst it on the tables. As the backstop for Enigma Galaxy, look at a regroup. They've got about 3 kilometers to go before they find their other duo. So a long road ahead of them on the south side, potentially fraught with danger.
Step 2, yeah.
Yeah, this is nasty.
Then maybe we can get to profit, but yeah, step 2's got to come through first.
Yeah, and they've got Aurora behind them as well. This is a pretty nasty spot, I think it's safe to say, for the backstop. The circle does go a little bit more land-based, but it still cuts in maybe 20% water here, Blank. Keeps that prison position in. The hills to the north of Milt are up towards that lumberyard, the Deadwood as well. Teams are going to have to try and find their place amongst the trees. It is going to be quite close for all of these teams. A bit too close, I think, for most of their liking. I think that's 4 thrives coming across the backstop duo of Enigma Galaxy, but Nobody's slowing down. They want to get into the circle.
There's a lot of places to play here. We are kind of focusing up around Lumberyard, so we have that high ground in play, which is going to cut out a little bit of a cone around that central area of this circle. You see, amazing, no one's playing up towards Mansion. No one cares about the Popka. Let's try and get ourselves as central as possible, work our way into this one. Not a lot of fights going through. Teams more focused on the wheel. 10 and 2 right now to get into this circle. So we'll get a secondary close on this one coming up shortly. Enigma Galaxy move over further towards that northeast side. They are just about eking their way in. Don't forget to 40 though.
Good opener for them, looking for more against the Cypher, but they go down 1 and 2. Heavy blows dealt towards Geeky, but there is an answer, and it's Falak and Cypher now looking to try and take on Sapg and Kevin from down below, moving that hovercraft into position, but that could trap the nade in with them. Cypher in danger, has to step in.
Nice.
Can hop out, can he go for the rest? No, there's another nade, and T24 is a goner. Cypher stays alive though with the protection of the hovercraft. It's going up in smoke, it's on fire now. Forced out, more nades. DK playing siege to them. IQ wanted to try and stay alive here, but he's bleeding. Falak's nowhere to be seen on this fight.
IQ's down, so 4 thrives, go down to 2 once again. This is a real rough approach over the last 2 games. Even Ulf's getting involved now. They got some good shots there, able to do a little bit more damage to Cypher on a sticky situation. Alula actually not a bad spot. We haven't seen too much out of this team so far. All gamers were instant towards the central of the circle. And they are playing around that lumberyard area.
This is pretty good news for QM DRX on that north side to see 4 thrives, losing 3 of their players early. A team that's chasing going down. Aurora also losing a player. They're pretty happy. GK going down to 2. First place is looking pretty nice right now for them. But remember, this is a chase for top 5 for direct qualification spots here in Group A and indeed in Group B after this. But it's always good to have an early lead. And that is exactly what they're going to be looking to do here. For Q1 DRX on the north side, they are chilling.
Yeah, KRX fighting right now. They are having a good time of it. Looking to push that points count a bit further upwards. Circle does move back down again. You know what, Enigma Galaxy, again, this is a massive gamble. I completely agree with you, right? They've hit 7s across the board, though, and it's worked out. It has worked out for them. They even got themselves a loot crate. I mean, that is lucky. That is a little bit lucky. But we'll see what they can get done with it, because, again, Enigma Galaxy has thrown away a lot of endgames in the past, even though they get themselves there. I think Coops is that secret bit of sauce that they do require to get into those endgames and play them out well.
Ah, this must be how Aurora lost their player. 2 orangutan there. Doc, yeah, just caught out in the open.
Yeah.
Slow start of the vehicle.
You know what? Aru is looking really good today. I think for Aru, there was always that question for OG is that does the gun skill live up to the hype here at PMWC? Seems like these guys have been doing a lot of work in the back end here, and Aru is showing up as the leader. Cypher will go down. It's 4 thrives now out. The first team to leave us here, 16th place.
Very tricky rotate coming through for them. They got split up. They couldn't quite convert over towards GK on their engagement. It looked like they had a really good opener, but the shots just weren't landing. It was unfortunate, but they do fall for it. Aurora, they're looking to keep things trucking though. And remember, we know what they can do with a duo. We've given them an extra player this time around. They're on 3. They've already opened up for an Elim. They're in a pretty cheeky little spot there as well. Controlling quite a lot of the open ground towards those mill to power positions, towards mini mill to power as well. The warehouses on that south side could be a pretty powerhouse spot.
That's right. In mill to power.
Oh, power.
A little stock here. I mean, for Ulf, they're playing the ridge side down towards the side of crates. It's not a horrible place to play, but it really depends on the next circle, right? It's so hard to know where it's going to go because it's still folding over towards Deadwoods. It's still folding back the other way towards mill to power, as well as mini mill to. I'm curious to see how they want to play this out. Goat's really trying to pull the elastic band both ways. They're dead center of it all. Good shots though from Genforce. I mean, he's been on a bit of a tear today with a massive recovery over on Rondo. Now looking to put the hurt in over towards Flower H.
Just a couple of petals left on that rotate there, but somehow managing to escape with a little bit of life left in him.
He knocks me not.
He knocks me not, seemingly the conclusion on that one. I can get some healing done. Sprout anew. With 3 players alive on the west side. Gaming Stars nade over towards X-Force rejects. And another one puts the cat amongst the pigeons and takes down Shiva as well. They're not going to be able to get this forward duo back up. Look at the backstops. They're not for moving. Not one bit.
Maniac getting some good damage in. My goodness me. What a horrendous circle. Sends over towards the northern side. Look at all the water in play. Ulf just got sent a lifeline though. Kelsey needs to live this rotate though. Needs to get back to the rest of the team. As a fall, they have a good time. Great shot from Aaron.
Where did that come from? All right, all pulling it out the bag, as well as Enigma Galaxy on that south coast side. They can sweep through. Furia looking to try and challenge, could be a little bit difficult to deal with, but I feel like Enigma Galaxy have the inside track there. You're right, though, to highlight that Aaron spray. It was pretty nutty. The guy is insane. You've talked about being his biggest fan. I think you can be proud in that title right now.
Well, again, the speed at which he identifies the location, understands that this is a shot that he needs to hit right now versus Gaming Stars to ensure that Kelsey gets back to the team, because they know of all people inside this lobby that they have a fantastic chance, at least a top 3 here from this position, but they need to be a 4-man. They have to be a 4-man. Kelsey gets back towards the squad, and this is a great start for them. The rest of the teams will be starting to flow on in now. You've got Aurora down towards that south side, but likely they'll stick around here for a little bit longer, understanding that Mini-Milter, as well as the compound down towards the south, likely will move in the near future, can pick themselves up a couple of eliminations there, and they might be in the next circle too.
Ooh, okay. All right. I feel like if you've made your predictions over on the EWC app, then if you put Ulf in, you might be pretty happy right now. It's a little bit difficult potentially if they have to move away from the coastline. I feel like if you put Enigma Galaxy in as a prediction as well, that could have been a pretty decent shout.
And a surprising one.
Yeah, I think certainly given the start of this match, right? But looking at the rest of the lobby, there is a lot more danger on the western side. Ulf taken down with a long-range shot from Mini 14. Might be Reservoir though. And Ulf are down to 2 active though.
Yeah, it's 2 players that went down in the front line. Basically, Scarface and Ketch absolutely have to instantaneously help there. It's not the case. Ooh, I mean, I think maybe the 2-2 split was just unfortunate. Alula also get involved, and this is a 4v2 if it comes down to it. Scarface and Ketch got a big old task ahead of them.
Oh, they're going for one, and actually, X-Force Rejects going to slow Gaming Stars potentially from getting involved as a third party on the north side, taking one of their players out. Maniac is down. But you've got Q and DRX on that north side as well, who have yet to fully regroup and make their way forwards. A lot of pressure is going to be felt by the positions on the coastline. This southwest side that we're on board with now does need to conclude, as Flash are rolling around the ridgelines, but not quite able to find the opener. They only have 3 players, and RRQ are waiting. They are ready to see who emerges from this one and how many points they can earn from it.
AJL to make the move out here. Bows are running in alongside with a blue. I mean, respect to XZZ. I would 100% feel like that was the knock as well. Looked away in that moment. More pressing matches ahead of him. As Zeus backs down. Thundertalk also shots over towards Furia. Furia getting absolutely decimated as they try and pull out from Milter. Now Enigma Galaxy, they're just going to play it off of the power grid here.
Oh, Orangutan trying to move parallel to Flash. AGAL as well, but nobody's looking happy as everybody's losing players. 2 players on the backline, maybe Reservoir if they're quick about it. As Flower looking to pull a player back to his feet, but they won't care. DRX on that north side. They should just be able to tear this one through if RRQ don't get to them first, because they are slamming straight into the south flank.
RQ, yeah, you're right. They are absolutely rinsing squads at the moment with good shots through the smoke. We'll take down Firen to start things off. Hoxie also took an unfortunate knock and will be flushed out because of it. Aru and Wizgod looking to stay alive, but it's just down to Aru now. Molotov off towards the right-hand side. It's not quite on target. Immediately, Aru's going to swing round. Lepar has to win this. We'll find Aru. NaraQ lives to see another day, but with just one player to do it. It is going to be him as the Wanderer inside of the circle. It's going to be close, but should get the first aid.
Looking for more loot as well. Stage 5 is just about survivable for long enough. Hops in, pops the bandage as well. Doesn't have any stims ticking him up just yet, and actually he's going to go straight towards Aurora. Not in the zone either, so has to take a beat to try and get some healing done. Only 2 nades to try and find an opener, and it is just Reefus in this location for the time being. The rest of Aurora look at a regroup now though, and it's going to get more dangerous for Lepar in the next 20 seconds.
Hell, you know what? Enigma Galaxy could go all the way on this one. And it really could be a Galaxy big brain move on the early game to go for that rotate so early away from the rest of the lads at Pachinki. I love it. I really love it. I like the fact that they didn't feel dismayed after that first game. Watching Satan with his head on the pillow was pretty crushing for me, honestly, because I know how that must have felt. I can try and understand it. But for them to come out with this kind of maneuver in game 3, love it. I really do love it. And if it pays off, that will give them some great confidence into the future.
Or maybe it could be a false positive, you know, like this. It's so difficult to call things like that. Aurora suffering heavily. They are still 3 players alive, and all 3 are in the zone, but they're under a lot of pressure. This is Lepar actually doing the damage over towards Popsiol. Pop all of those smokes around him to try and keep his teammates safe, and I think they're going to get this res. Gaming Stars under pressure as the Kiwoom DRX managed to move into position, but look at the step up. Biddy gets rebuffed, and it might just be going south for the Koreans. As TRE just has to stare from behind the tree as Biddy falls down on location. 2 players now, and the north side getting dismantled. Gaming Stars holding strong. The nade doesn't connect.
TRE still alive here. Next nade might be on target. Explodes by the side of KRX. He's down. Gaming Stars right now looking awesome, but are now down to just 2. All for weather the storm, but man, they would have loved to have more players up there. And it was very livable down towards that south side. I think they wanted to keep tabs on that northern edge, though. It is just really good shot screen from Gaming Stars to 1-2 punch both Kelsey and Aaron. Again, potentially is a moment there where one of the players should have just dropped back, smoked up, rather than trying to re-aggress on that trade. But we didn't quite see exactly what happened there, so we just don't know. Next circle comes through. Enigma Galaxy have to move. They're one of the only teams outside the circle right now. Aurora look to back it out slightly, but it is just sitting ahead of them from Thunder Talk.
I think they're going back for vehicles here. They want to get a little bit of speed into this one. They are the only team with 4 players alive. Looks like, yeah, they're going to step in. He's waiting for the right time. Okay, yeah, they're recalculating, recalibrating, and they're going to try and move forwards. You imagine that they're going to be trying to pop smokes potentially over towards Goat's direction.
One vehicle.
And down the hill. They're covering their rotate.
Okay, Ralph's going to stick behind. Makes sense. Sitting's directly underneath, not going to cause any problems.
Might do.
One vehicle does move up. Gets into position, some damage sent through.
Oh, if one of them takes a heavy hit and drops down to try and preserve the health bar, it could be that Sitting's just going to wait and take those shots. He's still in the zone and he hasn't made a move for a long, long time. I don't know if they're aware of his position.
Ralph is very low. They know roughly where they're coming from now, and Ralph opted to stay behind just in case, but his approach is going to be very difficult. Going to have to get on his belly and snake his way in. Smoke's going to have to be used here to get him up into position. Yeah, but for GOAT, these buildings are crucial right now. The game will slow down massively, at least for the time being. Aurora's got a coupe to work with. That's about it. Not the most denser vehicles either. That will go up in flames pretty quickly.
Well, it depends who's taking shots, because I don't think Enigma Galaxy can go for the full volley at the moment. GOAT don't necessarily have the angles to go for a full team volley at it at the moment. It depends on where they're trying to go for Aurora, but I feel like they've got a little bit of time, maybe about 5 seconds of runway to play with before it will just go down. And 5 seconds is enough to do quite a lot.
Quick sweep round. A little bit of information. See where those shots do come from. They have the sightlines slightly covered up from GOAT here, but as they move further down the road, it becomes not so much. And they almost have to play in alongside with GOAT because GOAT is so secure in this location. on the southeast. Enigma Galaxy knows that too. They're waiting for the next circle to pop, which is taking its sweet time. And there's the MG3, John.
Yeah, it was. I spotted that one earlier in the Elim feed. I forgot to bring it up, but they did manage to pick that one up, I imagine, very early from the loot truck in Pachinki. And they've been marshalling it ever since in the hands of Satan. Nades on in. Trying to find the player, sneaking his way through. Not quite connecting this time. Gaming Stars, the team to draw our current table toppers to a close. Q1 DRX did fall to them. They couldn't quite push through on the north side.
They know there's another team here because they didn't fully finish out Ulf there, so they know the rest of the squad must be further down. Oh, you must be joking me. It drops over towards Enigma Galaxy on that southeast side, but for Thunder Talk, 3 points. 3 points.
Absolutely. They should be able to survive probably up into a third place after this. Aurora still taking so much trouble from Lapar. I think with this circle, though, for Aurora, what are your choices here? Is it just go for go?
I mean, you could probably try and rock up towards where Ulf is playing on this north side. It's a hell of a dash for yourself, but if you can try and get yourself in and amongst the rocky outcrops, is probably the best way to go, because if you try and crash Enigma Galaxy, you get shot at by Go, and Go is going to be a hard crash and a half.
Well,
they're going to go for it, but 2 players go down instantly. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no good option there for Aurora. But Q1 DRX going to be pretty happy with 8 teams still alive. It's only a single placement point that they would find, so they may just be able to maintain their spot at the top. It really doesn't feel like there's 8 teams alive in this circle, Blank, but there's so many stragglers and only 1 team with 4. Of course, Enigma Galaxy, with their mad dash earlier, able to do a lot of work from this cliff top. The 4 Eames they found. Rufus is crawling forwards. The bar finally goes down. That allows Rufus a lot more latitude for movement.
Yeah, it does, but also Ulf now has given away their position. Rough idea of where they are. Good shot again. I mean, Ulf's spotting them. Ulf is spotting them. I said he could see a marble from a mountaintop, but just as easily finds the marble in the grass as well. Now looking down over towards them. Rufus is the last to fall, and from 8 to go down to 4.
Very, very quick. And remember, there is still that solo, so it's pretty much 3. Thundertalk leaving their lone rep down on the bottom of the cliffs, shotgun in hand, cowering underneath the rocks.
Yeah, I like how I gave a little bit of love over towards Force, and he's been offed early on in this game. Okay, shots coming through from Kedge. I mean, what else can you do, really? I mean, Enigma Galaxy has a lot of control here. Go's going to have to push out, and Enigma Galaxy is fairly easily covered. It is wild, the amount of water that's still in this circle, and finally we pull back to the benefit of Go. They're going to be very happy with this one.
They keep one of their buildings in, although not all of them looking super happy. However, they're really not in any danger right now. They can just put their players around this building, not really worry too much, because they know everybody else is over on this cliffside.
It's an impossible game for everyone but Enigma Galaxy. I'm not going to lie to you.
You think? You reckon?
Yeah.
I think with good circles, Goat might have a chance.
And what circle are you looking for?
Southwest, southwest, southwest.
9.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
We do have to end the game at some point, John.
No,
Okay.
let's keep it going forever.
Yeah, I mean, if we could get a stage 11, it'd be great, but I just don't see anyone else winning this. As we all know, when you play in these areas, as soon as you come out to this open ground here, it is a death sentence. If they had vehicles, maybe they could hit a flying V over towards the loot crate. They have to move now. If Go wants to win the game, they have to move now whilst they're fighting.
They have to read it. They have to get out. But do they have the smokes? Are they in position? Do they have the vehicles even to make this one move forwards? I believe that they do. Another nade over the top from Lord as the backlines are keeping Enigma Galaxy on 4 players. Ketch gets rezzed, and now they're back as 2. Another nade goes long. They're not quite finding it. They're holding out. A nade forwards. Catches them on the backline. Takes them super low, but it's not quite enough to stop Coops and Lord rolling on forwards. And Lord is down. Coops is low. Where are Goat, Blank? Where are they?
I mean, to be fair, they left Satan behind with the MG3. That's a good weapon to hold on. But finally, they're thinking, potentially, we got to make a move off the back of this. They've been setting up this smoke train for quite a while. This is good, actually. I quite like this from Go. They have to take this opportunity. It's a little bit late, but again, it takes a long time to set up those smoke trains. Sitting is very happily looking for his second place.
He can hope. Third place right now, guaranteed for him. A nice little boon to Thunder Talk to get them off the bottom of the tables. Hopefully, a big nade. Takes a lot of damage off the MG3 angle as well. Over onto Satan. That's going to force him to go for the heal. And he's down.
That's bad.
The
That is
MG3
bad.
out, and Ralph now is isolated. Foopsman on the top of the building has got that high ground advantage to potentially find Ralph. The drop down came through from Lord as well. He's down in the water. He's looking for the last straggler from Thunder Talk. They kind of know where he's going to be now, and they're scouting it out, but they may have overcommitted to this split. Lord needs to get back into an angle where he can contribute to this fight.
Yeah, no, I mean, Sitting is still here. Could cause a big problem for them. Starts to get his way back up the hill right now. Like you said, getting the MG3 down is really bad news. Good shot from Coops once again. He has to be the man of the moment right now. Boots on the back line is a big deal for them. But the circle is starting to push them in. This is where it gets hard. Gaunt wasn't able to create enough of an opportunity. Killer Joe with some good shots back that way.
Putting them back and giving them a scare. Killer Joe does go down, and Coops now steps up for more, but Foopsman's not suppressing the angle. Goat playing with two, and they're on the cliff. Lord is down. Coops now under pressure, and they are melting underneath it. Thunder Talk, they do finally fall, but it's only one player. It's all up to Coops, and he's dropped down.
Coops has fallen off. I mean, for Enigma Galaxy, it felt like they just crumbled like a stale biscuit underneath. Go tough. Moxie looking down towards Coops. He's the final player left alive, and Go is going to be able to get up to the three-man. Where was Lord? Where was Ralph's rebuttal on that western side? And Coops goes down to the zone. Goodness me. Go get themselves the win. I mean, Jackie was right all along.
Moxie hits them with the Riz here in Paris. They are able to find the chicken dinner of what seemed to be an impossible scenario.